Good evening, race fans. I'm Pirate here with Black Flag Racing TV, and it is a first for Black Flag Racing TV. We are live with F1 2022 and the Late Night Racing League. This will be the pre-season tournament for their upcoming race season. 20 cars, 10 teams, all carnage. Everyone checking in right now. We've got a lot going on. I will whiz this up really quickly while everyone is checking in, but it's one-shot qualifying coming up very, very shortly here on Black Flag Racing TV. Four tracks, first being the Red Bull Ring in Austria, 2.6 miles, 10 corners, very, very quick track. Starting in 5 minutes for the one-shot qualifying, so we will get through this video as quickly as possible. So it is loading now. So yes, first track is going to be Austria, then on to Interlagos. This will be a reverse grid scenario, reverse championship grid, 2.6 miles again, but 15 corners this time. Iconic Senna S, right at the beginning, turn 1 and 2. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant racetrack. One of my favourites in the game. Then on to Imola, 3 miles, 19 corners, very, very fast circuit. You've got some brilliant corners. The Aqua Minerale, you've got Variante, and Rivazza 17, 18. Key corners in this racetrack. As one-shot qualifying is about to start, and the video's not ready to finish yet. Then finally on to Mexico, the Autodroma Manos Rodriguez. Another 2.6 mile track, 17 corners. They're basically bunched together in 3 clusters here, in between 3 long, quick straights. It's going to be carnage. It's going to be awesome. But without further ado, let's go live to the racetrack. So, one-shot qualifying is starting. Now, the format here is very simple. They've got one go at setting a qualifying time. That will set the grid for race number 1 here at the Red Bull Ring. Then we move on from here. Wherever you finish in this race is where you start. In the opposite way, of course. Reverse grid order for the following race. So, don't know who the favourites are here. It's all about... it's going to all be about quality of speed. It's going to be about getting the corners right. It's going to be about using your knowledge of the track, really, at the here. There's no real practice session to speak of, so it is literally about balls out racing, I think, today. Everyone pretty much on an outlap at the moment. So who's the front runner at the moment? Let's have a look. So we've got only one cross-play member here, so we'll see how this goes on. So, fastest lap so far, Friendly Dutch with a 105.547. Joseph just behind. It's very, very close between top two, 105.553. 16 seconds remaining of this one-shot qualifying to set our grid for the first race. And there we go, already done. Joseph in second, who we're on board with, and we will start as we really go on. So Friendly Dutch is Red Bull driver on pole with Joseph alongside him. Mad Max and Ryan in third and fourth place, second row. Third row will be Dunners, the reigning champion, with Drew Cam. Mr. J and Wolsey on row 4. Row 5, Connor and A. Riley. Blumchum and Moggy make up row 6. Row 7, RP Lai and the Hunter. And the Hunter's disqualified for I don't know what reason, but we'll soon find out. There we go, let's move down. That's fine. It doesn't say why. We've got 2 disqualified and a did not finish. So here we go. Race number 1 at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. It's fast. Turn 1 is going to be carnage. Always is. So it's all about, this is the thing here. Evening, Paul, good to see you, buddy. The thing here, turn 1 at the Red Bull Ring, particularly in cars this quick, sometimes it's worth just backing off and letting the more aggressive cars go through, because if you have a pile up here, it can ruin the race of 15 people quite easily going into turn 1. So first couple of laps are going to be about finding your pace. It's going to be about finding your lines, and then we'll start to see some overtaking. And there's a lot of spots on this track where overtaking is easy to do. A lot of slipstream available. There are some very long straights here. This is a great racetrack to start on, and it's a good way to sort of sort out the men from the boys, find out who's really got the speed. I will try and get through the action as best as possible. I'm going to apologise in advance if I make any cock-ups in terms of direction. I am new to this game, as you might want to know, so I'm working my way through it. I've practiced a bit, but keeping up with everything is going to be a little bit harder. So we are away and heading up towards turn 1. Friendly Dutch holds the lead into turn 1. Everyone looks to be through pretty cleanly so far. Doesn't seem to be any carnage. We've had a retirement already. The Hunter already retired from the session, and we see Friendly Dutch and Joseph 1 and 2. Mad Max in 3rd, Ryan in 4th. So pretty much holding their position. Dunners looks to have made a bit of a move up to 5th place. And don't know what happened there, but it looked like someone's slowing down. I want to move to this cam. So Connor in 7th, Mr. J running in 8th place. We've got Moggy in 9th for Ferrari. Highest running Ferrari, actually. Nick McSmee in the Williams running in 10th place. A. Riley in the Alfa Romeo currently running 11th. RP Lai just behind. Well, actually just behind. It's already a gap building up. But Friendly Dutch has already built up almost a 1 second lead out in the lead of this race in the Red Bull. Very, very interesting that he's already pulled out that lead. And we're not even at the end of lap 1 yet. So here we go. Across the line. The gap's down to 6/10 as we see Mad Max trying to make a move on Joseph. Very, very close. He doesn't make it stick this time, but we've got the 2 Ferrari drivers, Mad Max and Ryan, both side by side at the moment. There's Mad Max. There's Ryan. Actually, it's not. Just the colours are different. Ryan dropping down the order there. What is going on with Ryan? Not holding it off. He's dropping way down. Now, who's that dropping way down? Look like Moggy dropping down, actually. Trying to keep up with it. It's very, very complicated. So Friendly Dutch still holding the lead from Joseph. Joseph, the only non-PlayStation runner out there today. So we'll see how the servers cope with the crossplay here. Mad Max running in 3rd, just behind, tucked under that wing, looking for an opportunity to get through. Ryan running in 4th. No real opportunity for him in a minute, and actually he's dropping back. 1.1 seconds back from now from the top 3. So the top 3 are already starting to build a little bit of a gap for themselves. Friendly Dutch in the lead is half a second clear. So we're looking at predictive pit strategy somewhere around lap 7 or to 11. So let's have a look at, we'll leave that, we want to put in position changes. So a lot of movement from the back. McSmee made 6 places on the first couple of laps. Big loser though. Big loser looks to be Drew Cam. Drew Cam dropping 8 places down to 14th. As Joseph moves into the lead, takes Friendly Dutch up into the lead. They are side by side. He's got the inside line. Is Friendly Dutch going to make everything take him back? He's round the outside. He can't make it stick. And it looks like he might be under pressure for some Mad Max now. Mad Max tucks right behind him, but can't make the move that time. Joseph moving through, up 1 place. So the front 1 and 2 have swapped places. Moggy now 7 places moved. McSmee 9 places moved. It's some moving for them. So tyres, Joseph on the soft tyres, Friendly Dutch on the mediums, which would explain the difference in traction coming out of the corner. Only 3 runners opting to run on the medium tyres, and we've already lost 2 from this race. Error 6 and the Hunter, both gone from the race already. So at the back there's Mr. J, and he is some way behind already, 5.3 seconds back. So quite a lot of movement for him to still go on if he wants to get anything out of this race. Ryan 4.9 seconds back in 13th. 12th place there is Connor M. 3 laps on those soft tyres. We'll have a look at the telemetry in a minute, see what the tyre wear is looking like. Drew Cam big loser. Drew Cam dropped down a number of places, but is still staying in touch with the guys in front. A. Riley in 10th in the Alfa Romeo. He has got half a second back to Blumchum. Blumchum is in the Ferrari, looking to try and make a move on RP Lie. Now, bear in mind that RP Lie 1.2 seconds back, so we've got 3 distinct groups now. We've got the front 3. We've got Dunners, the reigning champion, 2 seconds off those front 3, as Connor picks up a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. He didn't heed the warnings. He gets the penalty. That is going to drop him. Actually, luckily enough, Ryan is 5 seconds back, so it will drop him off the back of that pack into the clutches of Ryan, but not close enough for Ryan to catch him at this stage. We're looking at Wolsey. Wolsey is just 2/10 behind McSmee at the minute. And McSmee's trying to hang on to the back of Moggy. Moggy 1.8 seconds back from the reigning champion Dunners. But Dunners himself is not closing up to these front 3. That's the camera I want to see this. So, Joseph out in front. He's half a second up at the moment. Holding well, seems to be. He made the move on Mad Max, but bear in mind, he's going to have to pit earlier than Mad Max. Mad Max running on those medium tyres. As is Friendly Dutch. Sorry, Mad Max also on the soft tyres. It's Friendly Dutch that's running on the medium tyres. So we're seeing some movement from the guys behind the pole sitter who's opted to go on the mediums. I think actually mediums is a good strategy. If you could hang in there in the top 3 as he's been doing, then I think that's actually a really, really good move. So we'll do a quick on board round the Red Bull Ring. Excuse me. We'll do a quick on board and we'll sort of see how the track pans out. So you fly up this hill after turn 1. You want to look for that 50-metre board where you hit those brakes. You want to down into first gear, get it turned in, and then back on that power under the Aramco sign. You are heading down the hill. You're going to slowly drift now to this left-hand side. You're looking for just before that 50-metre board on those brakes. Get down to second gear on the power as quickly as you dare, but you've got to be careful not to go wide on that left-hand side. Little dab of brake to get you turned in down into 4th gear, and then back on the power before you, again, just a little dab of brake, nothing too strenuous, and then you are on the power now until this final couple of corners. Again, you're looking at the left-hand side, 50-metre board, dab of brake, get that apex, but on the power, and this is a hard braking zone. Try not to cut that corner, try not to cut there, and then back on the power again, up the road towards the start-finish line. That's a really, really quick lap from Joseph, a 107.8. And he's opened the gap up to 1.1 seconds. And you can already see Mad Max starting to lose touch, despite being on those soft tyres. Friendly Dutch, though, hanging in well. He's on the mediums, 7/10 back. He's got Dunner still 2 seconds behind him on the soft tyres. So this is looking really, really good for Friendly Dutch. He may have qualified first and dropped down a couple of places, but he's going to be able to make something back up when it comes further up the racetrack and everybody else is pitting earlier. That's his opportunity to go hammer time, and of course he'll be on much, much quicker tyres in the second half of this race. It is a 25% distance, 18 laps. We are already on lap 7 here at the Red Bull Ring. So Dunners, there he is running in 4th place at the moment in the Aston Martin. And he's got no one behind him at the moment. Look at that. He's in a bit of no man's land. It's a good place to be. You know, he is chasing down the front runners, but he comes in. That's quite an early stop for Dunners, actually. 3-second penalty picked up also for Mr. J. So Mr. J already 22 seconds back. He's going to drop even further back with that penalty. So pit window open for the medium stop strategy. Soft runners coming in already. So Friendly Dutch moves off into the lead as the soft tyre runners go in already on those tyres. So we're going to have a look at sector times again. I should put the map on there so I can see where everyone is. I don't want that knock on the other one. As I said, there is going to be some technical problems with working out what everything does. So Friendly Dutch in the lead of this race. Moggy running in second on the soft tyres. He's doing an extra lap on those softs. Brave move, actually, very brave move. But everyone now pretty much changed to the mediums, other than Moggy and Shmee. And sorry, Moggy, Shmee and Blumchum all running on those soft tyres. They still have to pit. So Moggy's in. Will Blumchum come in this time out? 7 laps on those tyres. It's a big arse, to be fair, on those tyres. So he's coming in now as well. Drew Campbell will be the next to follow him in. So everybody has now pit. We're still missing 2 from this race. Friendly Dutch in the lead. 6.7 seconds clear of Shmee at the moment. And he's got the soft tyres to come. This looks like it was the perfect strategy, starting on those medium tyres. Shmee running in second. We're waiting to see where everyone pops out. So Joseph, 1 lap into his medium tyres. He did lead the race for some time. He's now back in 3rd place. He's 10.4 seconds off McSmee in 2nd place. There is Ryan running in 4th, tucked right under the wing of Joseph. He's looking for an opportunity to get through. Any mistake here, and Ryan is taking the 3rd position from him. Really, really close running. And to be fair, there's been no accidents yet, and I love to see guys racing this close without actually crashing into each other. It's always a very, very good sight. Mad Max 2.3 back from that battle for 3rd place between Ryan and Joseph. RP Lie 1.9 seconds back. Fastest lap, new fastest lap for Joseph. So he has gone hammer time. So all change out front. McSmee in the lead of this race now. Joseph in 2nd. Ryan up to 3rd place. Friendly Dutch is sitting in 4th. But remember, he's on those soft tyres. He's going to be very, very racy. Now, the fastest lap is a very low 107. Has Friendly Dutch got enough in the tank now to close up the gap? It's 2.1 off the top 3. He's got a lot of work to do in these last 8 laps of this race. So we're already midway point and through that. So penalty for Dudders, penalty for Blumchum, Connor and Mr. J all carrying penalties. Not great so much for Blumchum because Wolsey's only 2 tenths behind him. He's got Drew Cam 1.2 behind him. So that's going to drop him down a couple of places unless he can open up a gap. In terms of position change, McSmee looking absolutely on fire. He's made up 15 places in this race. Big loser, Mr. J in fact. Right down at the bottom of the pack. He's 7 places he's lost. Pretty big game for RP Lie as well. 7 places gained for him. But pretty much it's not huge gains or losses for anybody. Joseph sitting exactly the same place he qualified. That's a very, very good performance from him. So looking at the intervals, Joseph 8.2 currently. Where's the interval? There it is. 8.2 currently behind. As we see, Friendly Dutch has already closed right up on Ryan. Makes a move round the outside. That's a brave move. Very brave move. But he makes it stick. And he's up into the podium places. He has got some work to do now to catch Joseph. Joseph 8 seconds off McSmee out front. McSmee at the moment just dominating this race. Surprised actually he hasn't put in the fastest lap with that kind of pace. But he's into the pits. So that would explain why he was so far ahead. He actually held that out for a very, very long time. So in he comes. That will leave Joseph to take the lead of this race. Where's McSmee going to come out? Did he pit too late? I think he did. I think he's let everybody settle back into the race. Pitted too late and given a lot of people some room to get past them, some pace to get back up. Bear in mind, you've got to get your tyres up to speed. You've got to kind of get your rhythm going. And they're all in their rhythm. He's going to have to come back out and regain that rhythm. Yes, he will be on the soft tyres, but a lot of work to do for him. So there is your leader, Joseph. He's 2.3 seconds clear of Friendly Dutch, who was the pole sitter. At the moment, they've changed places. Is there anything Dutch can do? He's closing the gap, certainly, but he's on those soft tyres as well. So, certainly something for him to do there. Mad Max running in 3rd. RP Lie, massive gain for him. 9 places gained. 9 places is a really, really big gain. Now, has he stopped? He has stopped. So, everyone now has stopped. So, RP Lie in a very, very good position. Despite being he's on the medium tyres. He's done 5 laps on those medium tyres though. So are they going to hold out to the end of the race for him? Dunner's reigning champion, 7 tenths behind. He's got a penalty to serve, 3-second penalty. He's opened up the gap from Moggy, so he's not going to lose that place, but he would love to move up this order just a little bit and prove why he was last season's champion. Still got some work to do though. He's got to get past RP Lai, who's running very, very well in 4th currently. And another penalty, and that's for McSmee. So he's picked up a big penalty there. That's going to really hurt him. He pitted too late for my liking. I think he went in a little bit too late, and that leaves him in a very, very difficult position now. He's got to make sure that he can keep that gap to Blumchum behind him. We know that Blumchum's also got a penalty, but what we don't want to do is see him dropping down that order. It's all about maintaining the gap. But at the moment, Wolsey just outside that 3 seconds. There we are looking at Moggy, 5.5 back. He hasn't really got any challenge from behind from McSmee, who is looking very racy. And that's another penalty for Mr. J. So I think now that gives him 2 penalties. We have a look at the penalties there. Yeah, he's got 6 seconds worth of penalties. McSmee has got 8 seconds worth of penalties, so he's in big, big trouble. As it currently stands, that's going to drop him from 7th down outside the top 10. George, maybe just inside the top 10, looking at those times. But just inside the top 10. But still a lot of work to do if he wants to avoid anything more than that. So current leader is Joseph. 1.4 seconds now is the gap. He is being closed by Friendly Dutch. Friendly Dutch running on those soft compound tyres. And he is lapping a little bit quicker every single lap. So gapped to the leader. Wolsey with a 3-second penalty as well. So everyone racking these penalties up at the moment. We've got almost half the grid with penalties to serve. So unfortunately for Drew Cam and Ryan, I'm not sure they've got enough to overtake any of these guys. Maybe a couple. So Joseph's still the leader. The gap 1.5 seconds as we move into lap 15 of 18. Still a lot of work to do for Friendly Dutch if he wants to make this up. He's not lapping super quicker than Joseph. He's closing the gap a bit, but for me, not enough. As McSmee, despite his penalties, puts in a 107.3. That is a phenomenal lap, particularly on those he's on the soft tyres, isn't he? Particularly though he's got penalties, so he needs to put in some time. He and Riley having a bit of a battle there, not too much distance between them. He is right up behind Riley there. Can he make the move? Well, it looks like Riley's just pulling away now. RP Light, we've lost RP Light, so we've lost the Hunter, we've lost Errol, we've lost Connor, and now we've lost RP Light. We're down to 13 runners. That's quite a lot of people to lose. And Ryan in the pits again. Is that a second pit stop for him? That is 2 stops for Ryan. And Drew Cam also pitting. So 2 stops for me is not the way forward. This is a 1-stop race all day long. We go back to the leader of this race. There he is, Joseph. He is... Why is that doing that? That's what I wanted. Apologies for this. So that is Joseph, the current leader of the race. 1.7 seconds now, starting to open up a gap. Have those tyres just started to go off for Friendly Dutch? Is he struggling a little bit, maintaining the pressure that he was keeping? Because the gap is starting to open up. So maybe Joseph has played the perfect race here. It looks like we've got a safety car, have we? No, they are. No, there is a safety car. Why have I not got that information? Something's missing in terms of information from my screen. Maybe someone can help me and tell me why I'm not getting that information. Right, safety car in this lap. So for some reason, I didn't see the safety car message. Sorry, guys, I didn't see the safety car message. As I said, I am new to it, so I'm still learning. Right, so where are we? So we've got RP Light out, Connor out, Error out, the Hunter out. That leaves us just with Joseph in the lead. He is going to have to get a really good start here because Friendly Dutch just behind him on those soft compound tyres. This is going to be a 2 lap, or not even that, you know, it is going to be a 2 lap charge to the end of this race. Has Friendly Dutch got enough in him to make this count? At the moment it's looking like everybody tucked right in, ready to make a move. Here we go. We start this race. Joseph gets the hammer down. Friendly Dutch on those soft tyres will be looking to try and make a move as soon as possible. And that's Blumchump in the pits again. So tyres not holding out for him. That's going to drop him way, way down. Bear in mind he's also got penalties to serve. That's going to be a bit of a devastating blow for him. Drukan might even get past him. So here we go. Already Friendly Dutch getting really, really close to the back wing of Joseph. But Joseph just seems to have the car in all the right places. Wolsey picks up a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. So that is going to drop him way down the order. And as the safety cars closed everyone up, I think at the moment Drukan being 12 seconds back, he's lucky. Very, very lucky. But Joseph is currently holding off any charge from Friendly Dutch. We're coming up to the last lap of the race. Joseph in the lead. He is just half a second, not even that, ahead of Friendly Dutch. Friendly Dutch trying to make a move on the back of him. He's on the soft tyres. This is going to be his last lap and last 4 corners really of an opportunity to make this move. But he's not close enough. Not close enough into turn 1. Can he close up and make a little dive up the inside into turn 2? As we watch Ryan put in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:07.1. That is from 8th place. Is he going to put him close? I mean, he's 2 stopped. So he's going to be on very, very quick tyres here. So maybe that second stop is going to get him 1 or 2 places up the racetrack. But it doesn't look like Friendly Dutch has just got enough pace to catch Joseph here, despite being on the better compound. We're looking at Mad Max. He's currently running 3rd, just behind this battle for 1st place. But again, not seeming to have the pace to close up. Reigning champion Dunners, he's going to serve a penalty at the end of this race. He's going to drop him down out of that top 4. As will Moggy drop out of the top 5. And McSmee, with a ton of penalties, will drop out of the top 6. 3-second time penalty for A. Riley as well. So everybody but 4 picking up penalties. We've lost now 5 drivers from this race, down to 11 as we complete the final lap of the race. Joseph takes the win from Friendly Dutch. Mad Max from Dunners. Then Moggy. Ryan from Riley. McSmee, Wolsey, Blumchum. And then at the very, very back of the pack, we'll see Mr. J coming home. 8.8 seconds back from Blumchum and some considerable distance back. But in that last lap, Blumchum puts in a blistering final lap. And that's the first lap we've seen, sub 1:07. Great lap from him. So that was pretty frenetic. Quite difficult to keep up with. But McSmee, he did make some moves, didn't he? And despite the penalty, he's done not bad there at all. Really, really good performance from him. But the man of the hour is Joseph. Joseph takes the win. And that's the first race of 4 done and dusted. But now he's going to have to try and do that from the very, very back of the grid, because everything gets turned around. Let's get the trinkle ball, guys. I don't lose my throat. So Mercedes back on the front row of the grid for a change. It hasn't happened this season. Unlikely to happen either, and will please me immensely if, when it did happen, it wasn't Lewis Hamilton. But we'll talk more about that later. But there is your winner, Joseph, from Friendly Dutch, from Mad Max. They're your top 3. Best lap though, 1:06.7. Only man on the racetrack to go sub 1:07. That is a phenomenal lap to chuck him right at the end there. But a lot of penalties and a lot of DNFs. Let's hope we can have slightly less DNFs in the next race. So Ryan actually ran on the medium hards and then the soft compound tyres. Don't think hards was the right choice there. Easily this is a 1-stop race. Drew Cam retired after 4 pit stops, or 3 pit stops, 4 sets of tyres. So we move on. And we move on to my favourite racetrack in the whole world. I love, anyone that knows me knows that I love this racetrack with a pace. It's the single greatest racetrack in the history of motor racing. It doesn't mean I'm that quick around it, but I do enjoy racing on it. But it is a very, very iconic track, and brilliant things happen here at Brazil, at Interlagos. So I do notice. See, I've been doing a lot of research recently on crossplay because there are some issues with it on a number of racing games, and it's to do with how lobbies are set up, and it seems that the lobbies tend to flock to the lowest common denominator. Now, one problem I can already see is connection status there for Joseph. He is well, a lot of just fired read them, but he's the only one not running on PlayStation. But it looks to be that his connection didn't look great, but a few of them seem to be struggling. So what we got? So we know that Joseph's going to start at the back of the grid. We know that Friendly Dutch is going to start second to last. Of the DNFs, they're all going to finish or start at the front of the grid this time. So it will be a really, really interesting race. Now, the big thing about the reverse grids, and the thing I love most about reverse grids, is that often you have a lot of really quick cars trying to make it through early doors, and it can put a lot of pressure on people to make crazy moves. Diving up the inside where the door is shut, or hanging one around the outside when the grip isn't there. But it will be interesting to see how aggressive certainly the front runners, Joseph, Friendly Dutch, Mad Max, Dunners, Moggy, Ryan, those guys there, how aggressive they're going to be with trying to make their way through the pack. Are they going to be the sort of that are going to sit back and wait for mistakes? Because there will be mistakes with the tail enders. Or are they going to be looking, turn one, to make that big dive and try and make up 4 or 5 places early on? Now, if that happens, there could be some damaged cars on this racetrack. There certainly will be some retirements. And I've got to work hard to try and keep up with everything, to be honest. I'm not sure I did a great job in that first race, but I'm working on it, boys. I'm working on it. Once I start learning where to find the information, it will come to me. I'm glad that you'll be in my experiment. So everyone just getting checked in, and then we will start 30 seconds until we start here at Brazil. Again, it's another 25% race. Will be another one stopper. If you can look after your medium tyres, and I think there's two schools. If you're in the front 2 or 3, absolutely go on softs and absolutely melt it. Get out there, open up a gap, and then do a little bit of tyre saving later in the race on the harder compound. But if you're further down the order, go for one of the harder compounds. Just keep it steady. Pit a little bit later, and then absolutely smash it. Because there's some really good slipstream opportunities here, particularly on that really long straight at the end and straight after the centre S at the beginning. So you can make up some places, and pretty much every corner here you can overtake. The final turn, well, it's not the final turn, the final braking turn, that's probably the dodgiest place to make an overtake. But anywhere else on this racetrack, overtakes are pretty much fair game. Now, track limits here are very, very brutal. I ran a few laps around here earlier and really fell foul to them. But that'll be because I've been driving so many GT cars around here and not necessarily F1 cars. But the track limits do seem to be quite brutal. You think about a white line and you're often getting a penalty for it. So 3 seconds and we will be away in this second of 4 races here for LNR Racing. So here we go. There's the grid. It is in reverse order. Everyone looks to be away pretty much. Big spin there at the beginning. Massive spin. That will send error. That is, It's not just a spin, it's an error. It's a massive error. And he's all the way down to the very, very back of the pack. Now I'm going to increase the volume a little bit for the car audio because I think it's a bit low. So the Hunter in the lead at the moment from Connor M. RP Light in third place. Any big movers? Well, Joseph already up a couple of places into 13th. Ryan's made up a place as well into 7th. But a penalty already for the Hunter and a penalty for Ryan. It's not what you want to be getting this early in the race. It really can be soul destroying, seeing that you've got a penalty quite so early on in this race. Gap to the leader. So these guys are back, already 11 seconds back from the leader. Lot of work for them to do. In terms of position changes, Ryan up 4 places already. Dunners up 3. Joseph up 3. Friendly Dutch not able to follow him through. What are we running in terms of tyre compounds? There's your tyre compounds. The Hunter has gone for the medium tyres. Not sure that's the right choice when you're out in front. Everyone behind him on softs. He could very easily get swallowed up quite quickly here. Next down on the medium runners is Dunners, down in 10th place. Let's have a look at him. So this is where big overtakes can be made. If you can get right under the rear wing of the car in front of you in this slipstream, this is where some really good time can be made up into that centre S. And a very, very odd line through there. I don't know if that's a faster line for him, but I would have been a lot tighter on the first of the S's there. So the Hunter in the lead, 1.5 seconds is the gap already. Really opening the work. I say it was. It's closed down very, very quickly as he had a problem. Is that why that gap's closed down? Because safety cars come out, that's why. So, safety car. Why does the safety car come out? Mad Max. Does Mad Max have a problem? Or is he just pitting? He's coming out of the pits. So we have a safety car. So that is why the time dropped so quickly. Mad Max 18 seconds back. He's got the time it takes for the safety car to come in to try and close up that gap. So current runners, where are we? We have the Hunter in the lead. Connor M running in second place. RP Lai runs in third place. Mr. J, he's running in 4th. Wolsey running currently in 5th place in the Alfa Romeo. Drew Cab running in 6th. Ryan in 7th. Big mover Ryan, but he's got a penalty. Safety car in this lap. So who is going to get the big move here? Now the Hunter needs to be prepared for a charge from behind from the soft tyre runners as he gets the hammer down, heading towards that centre S, gets on the power, brakes, turns in. It's a line that I wouldn't take around there, but these guys are F1 drivers. I'm not, and that is a really good line. But there is Connor, really, really closing up. He's got the slipstream. Is there a move here? Up into the inside. He makes that move. Does he make it stick? Absolutely, he does. Is the Hunter going to get swallowed up by RP Light here as well? Holds off the charge from RP Light very briefly. Big hit! Big hit! Is that going to bring out another safety car? Wolsey all the way down the order. He is destroyed. That car has bits all over South America. And that was a massive, massive smash. So Connor in the lead. 1 second clear of RP Light. The Hunter drops down to 3rd. He's got the medium tyres on. He's got a penalty. And Drew Cam. And then there's another hit there. Well, it certainly looked like it. But there was certainly debris all over that racetrack. And that's Mr. J out of this race. Fastest lap of 1:12 from RP Light, who's currently leading this race. There he is in the McLaren. His teammate, Drew Cam, just behind him. But we're going to be, I think, under a safety car again. 5 second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag for Friendly Dutch. So he's made an overtaking when he shouldn't have done. And gets a deserved penalty. So we've lost Error, we've lost Wolsey, we've lost Mr. J. And we're only on lap 4 of 18 here at the amazing Interlagos. The leader of the race, RP Light. He is 3 seconds clear, 3 laps in from his teammate Drew Cam. Currently all slowed down because of that two big smashes in 1 lap. It's not what you want to see from racing, but it does make it exciting to watch, to be fair. So RP Lai just coming round under safety car. He's going into the pits. Who else is going to pit under safety car? Drew Cam decides to stay out. Smee also staying out. Dunners, he's coming in the pits, is Dunners. A lot of them pitting. Joseph stays out, RP Lai in the pits, Moggy in the pits, Connor in the pits. There's a lot pitting. So Drew Cam picks up the lead of this race behind the safety car. McSmee, he is just behind him as they pick up the safety car now. Just coming out of that really tricky section of this racetrack. So we're going to have a lap or two under the safety car while all the debris is cleared up from the whole of South America after those cars smashed into each other. And that's a lot of stuff to clear up. Meanwhile, let's have a quick look at penalties. The only one with a penalty in a minute is Friendly Dutch. 5 seconds worth of penalties he's carrying. It's a lot of penalties to carry. Especially with these guys closing up. If there's a safety car late on and it closes up, it's going to be devastating. Let's get the telemetry up. We want some lap data up there as well, don't we? So, position changes. Massive jumps for Joseph, for Friendly Dutch from the back of the pack, up to 4th and 5th. Dunners making up 10 places, brings up to 3rd. Podium places for him. Big losers, though. The Hunter down in 12th place. At one stage, he was in the lead of this race. He is way down. We've lost the Error. We've lost Woolsey. We've lost Mr. J. Yeah, it certainly appeared that way. But to be honest, I'm still trying to keep up with so many cars on the track, to be honest. But it didn't look great. But that is down to the stewards to decide. It is not my position to decide who is at fault there. But it was a big hit. Very big hit. So we're waiting for the safety car to come in. Everyone has stopped. Mad Max twice. Except for Drew Cam, McSmee, Dunners and Joseph. Now, is that going to cost them? Because pretty much everyone else took a pit stop under this safety car, which is a much cheaper stop. As you know, I don't have to explain that to you. You're not idiots. Well, you must be if you're watching me, to be fair. Joseph moves down the order. So I'm assuming Joseph is going into the pits. That's the only reason I can think for him to be so far down. Or is he just serving some kind of penalty? And he's moving back through the order again now. Was he just not paying attention and lost his place? So Drew Cam in the lead. In the lead McLaren, there is McSmee. Dunners. So safety car coming in this lap. This is where we sort out the Memphis and the boys. What tyres is everyone? Let's just check tyres. So we've got Drew Cam and McSmee both on those soft tyres. Are they going to be able to pull out a bit of a gap on Dunners before they go to pits? They are the only 2 cars left on the racetrack on softs, and they still have to pit. So we are away on lap 6 of 18, heading down to turn 1 into the CNRS. And that is the sort of line I would expect to see people taking through there. Everyone else seems to take a much wider line. We're looking on board with Smee as he's trying to close down on Drew Cam. How far away can they pull away from Dunners? Dunners currently on the medium tyres. Runs 6 laps on those tyres as well. So he's got a little bit further he can run than the 2 ahead, which may play into his hands. He doesn't have to push those tyres. He just has to kind of stay within touching distance, because he's going to come out on some soft tyres, and that will serve him in good stead as the Hunter picks up a 3-second time penalty. Already back in 12th place. That is going to absolutely really ruin his race. So his job now on those hard tyres is to make up some time. There is Dunners currently running in third. He's sticking with those two soft tyre runners out front, showing some very, very good pace. And with that slipstream, could possibly make a move into turn one, or is he just going to tuck in behind? That's a 1:11.1. Very, very quick lap in the Aston Martin. That is a super lap time. 3 second time penalty for McSmee. Multiple warnings. It's not like you weren't warned, my friend. So, you know and you know. And Dunners making moves. And he's making moves on medium tyres. If I were Drew, I would be afraid. Be very afraid. Because Dunners is a-coming. Oh, no, he's not. What happened there? What happened there? Was that just lag? Because it looked to me like he went flying off the racetrack and then suddenly reappeared again. He is tumbling down the order. So Drew Cam is safe. And Dunners doesn't do that. I've been playing that all day and I've totally fucked that up, didn't I? Drew Cam in the lead of this race from McSmee. McSmee 1.5 seconds back. Did he catch the back of Dunners coming up into that infield section? RP Line makes the move there on McSmee and on Connor, but is Connor going into the pits? So Drew Cam into the pits, McSmee into the pits. Because they were so closed up, going in when they have has absolutely cost them a shit ton of time. So RP Light in the lead here now. 4 laps on those tyres. They can possibly, I don't know if they can take it. You know what I need to do before next week is I need to run every single one of these racetracks and run simulations on tyres. So I've got some idea what I'm talking about in terms of tyre wear, because I don't get much information in terms of how they're bearing up on my screen. It's something I'm used to being able to have. So I'm going to work on that. So Paul, if you're watching, you can spare me some time if you can, and we can run some sims. So RP Light is in the lead of this race, 2 tenths ahead of Connor 87. They've got Dunners behind him. He's done 8 laps now on those medium tyres. Are they going to hold out for him? Mad Max running in 4th place. Who are the big movers then? Who are the big movers at this stage? Fastest lap is currently with Joseph. That's a 1:10.7. Very, very quick lap, particularly as I think he goes on the mediums. So everybody on the racetrack, bar the Hunter, running on the medium tyres. Only one driver so far, sub 1:11. One hasn't gone sub 1:12 yet. And the Hunter on those medium tyres running at 1:14.6. So big movers. Who have we got? Sorry, that's all I wanted. Leader. I want to look at this. So Dunners is the big mover here. Driver of the day in second. Can he close up on RP Line and make it a 12 places gained and an absolute slam dunk to win this race? We're currently on lap 10, just past the halfway point. Loads of racing still to do. Mad Max also 10 place rise. Joseph with a 10 place rise. We've lost Mr. J. We've lost Woolsey. We've lost Error 6. All 4 accidents. We've had 2 safety cars already. The Hunter has penalties. McSmee has penalties. Drew Cab, who at one stage was leading this race, way down now. Way down the order. As we see Dunners coming in. Finally decides to get into the pits. Where's that going to bring him out? RP Lai leading this race. That's the gap behind. It's 1 second. That can change with just 1 corner, as we very well know. Moggy running in 2nd place. He's got Mad Max trying to bear down on him, but Mad Max is 1.3 behind him at the moment. Sorry, that's the gap to the leader, isn't it? 1.3 behind the leader. So I need to do that one. Apologies. Half a second back. So there's really good opportunity for an overtake here if you can close it up. Joseph, that's a big move from Joseph, up 12 places now. He is in 4th place. Can he win another race here? And I'll tell you what, if he wins that from the back of the grid, that is some full-on balls out racing from him to avoid all the accidents all the way through and get up to where he is. That's some movement. Him and Mad Max and Moggy all on a charge. Blumchump up one place into 5th at the moment. He's got Riley just behind him, 4 places he's made up as Joseph jumps into the pits. So is there a twist in the tail? Can anyone run this one stop? I don't know. As I can't see the tyre wear, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. That's something I need to make a list of, how tyres hold up. Connor running, he's dropped 3 places. Cunning running 6th. Not too bad to still be up amongst those guys, but he's got big moves behind him. Ryan made up 4 places. He's 6 tenths behind. We've got Friendly Dutch running in 8th. He's made up 7 places. Hasn't been able to stick with Joseph as he did in race number 1, but I think he might still need to pit. And we have Wolf Sector 2. So who's crashed in Sector 2? We've lost Drew Cam now from this race. We've lost Mr. J. We've lost Woolsey. We've also lost Error. We're down to 12 runners on the racetrack. The Hunter, one stage, this guy was leading the race. He is now 13.7 seconds back from Friendly Dutch in 8th. He's 8 places down, and he's got a penalty to serve. That I would put down as a very bad fucking day. McSmee, he is 2 tenths behind the Hunter. He also has a penalty, but he might make the move here and make the Hunter's day even worse. Dunners went into the pits. He stayed out a bit longer than everybody else. He was running way up the order, but now finds himself running in 11th, just outside the points. But if he's going to keep putting in laps like that, that's a 1:10.426. That is a phenomenally quick lap. It keeps putting in laps like that, he won't be down there for long. And he's already up into the point scoring positions. Made up 3 places from his starting position. And another move there from Dunners. Dunners is on it like a car bonnet at the moment. We see a car going off the track. But McSmee trying to come back at Dunners. Doesn't make it happen. Move up the inside again. Just enough from Dunners to keep him at bay. Tyres. Where are we looking on tyres? Keep looking on with this one on. So tyres. Dunners running on the softs, which is why he's looking so incredibly quick at the moment. Joseph also running on those soft tyres. We're on lap 14 of 18. Is anyone else going to jump in for some softs at this late stage? Dunners at the moment, though, looking to make that charge. He's got 2.3 seconds to make up on Friendly Dutch. It's a lot to ask. But let's have a quick look at representative lap times. That would be quite useful. Can't bring them up, have I? Forgotten. Okay, sorry. I'll work it out. So, Friendly Dutch making a move on Ryan. Well, he's certainly looking a little bit quicker there. A great slipstream there. But another, was that touch? Did those 2 touch? Whatever happens there, somebody's got to take responsibility for that. Friendly Dutch, the worst off out of whatever happened there. But it certainly looked like there was a touch to me. So, all changed there. Dunners now up to 7th place. He has got 3 seconds to make up on Riley. Riley's got 11 seconds on Connor. So at the moment, RP Lai looking very comfortable out in the lead. He's made up 3 places from the start. So he's been there or thereabouts. So this reverse grid has been very kind to him. He's currently 1.7 seconds clear of Moggy. Moggy, who's on a big charge, made up 10 places. Can he make a final push in these last few laps? There is Moggy. Moggy at the moment should be more concerned with Mad Max and Blumchum getting in behind him. And with a name like Blumchum, getting in behind sounds like the sort of thing that happens on a regular basis. There is Mad Max. This is the view from the back of Moggy's car. This is Blumchum, and that's his view at the back of Mad Max. Is there going to be a twist in this tail? Moggy could potentially, if he can't keep this dialed in, see himself drop outside the top 3, because these 2 are on a charge right now. Connor just 2.7 seconds back. He's going to need a crash. He's going to need a mistake. At the moment, not lapping quick enough to close up. And then A. Riley in 6th is miles back. So there we go. Moggy already losing the position. Mad Max is through. So Moggy and Blumchum. There's Moggy in the Ferrari. His teammate Blumchum just behind. Are they going to play team orders here? Is Moggy going to say, look, I'll keep chasing him, you leave me alone? And is Blumchum going to keep Connor from catching him up? Or does Blumchum say, no, I want this position, so you move the hell over? It really depends on whether we can close that gap. But at the moment, Moggy not happy with losing that place to Mad Max and trying desperately to get past the Alpine and move back up into 2nd place. So RP Lai has opened up the gap a little bit, 1.8 seconds now, as we come up to complete lap 16 here at Interlagos into this final turn. Really tricky turn this. And let's do an on board with RP Lai for a lap around Interlagos just to see how beautiful this track is. So you are fully on the power from that turn now. You're through the final 2 turns at full pace. You are pulling over to the left-hand side here for the centre S. You get down on the brakes. You get changed down into 3rd gear. Nice and tight on the apex. You can then get on that power and power all the way through here, right around the Curva Grande. It's not the Curva Grande, is it? It's something else. That's at Monza. Then you've got this left-hander here. And you want to be careful with when you get on the power. You can be thrown very wide if you're too early on that power. You power around this next left-hander, then up here, a little touch of brake before you're back on the power again. Just a little feathering until you go into this big turn here. You want to cut the apex as early as possible, and then you feather the throttle all around this left-hander, looking for the point you can accelerate back out, right out to the left-hand side, get it turned in 2nd gear before you're back on the power again, nice and wide, and you power all the way through as McSmee puts in a 109.8, very quick lap. Final turn, get this right, you can drift wide there, and then you are on the power all the way to the finish line. The gap down to 1.3. Mad Max starting to close up this gap now, really looking to make some inroads into RP Lai. We're on lap 18 of 18, final lap. Who has got the balls to make a move? Moggy up to 3rd. He is currently 3/10 behind Mad Max. His teammate Blumchum, he hasn't been able to close up. He's got the DRS open, but cannot close on his teammate. It's a bit of a DRS train. Then, unfortunately, Connor, no DRS for him. 2.8 seconds, 2.9 seconds behind. He's lost a couple of places here. Joseph can't get better than 6. He's not going to improve on that now. 12.2 seconds off that lead. He has taken Aaron in the last lap or so. 3 second time penalty for the Hunter. That boy is racking up some penalties today. That's a lot of penalties. We can have a look exactly how many if you like. If I press the right button. 9 seconds worth of penalties. If he gets any more, he'll be starting the next race halfway through. That's a lot of penalties to be racking up at this stage. So, just Mad Max and McSmee have to stop this race. McSmee currently in the pits. We have lost. So RP Lai wins from Mad Max, from Moggy, Blumchum, Connor, as we see Joseph coming home in 6th place. Finally, 12 seconds back from that front 5. Here he comes across the line in 6th. 7th is A. Riley. Does he make it across the line before he gets overtaken here? Because of the... I know he does. I was looking at something else completely different. There's the Hunter with his 4.5 days worth of penalties crossing the line. And the race is over. That is 2 races done. We have been here at Brazil. We have been in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. Driver of the day, Joseph. He doesn't get the win, but he does get the driver of the day this time out. Some really good racing all round. So we've seen some great movement from the back. And what do we do again? We reverse that grid. Great win there though for RP Lai. Holds everybody off to take the win for McLaren. So some really close racing again. But again, we've seen some massive shunts from behind. And some real cars damaged really badly, especially early on as well. So people not quite got their eye in yet for the braking. Remember, this is just the pre-season tournament. All the action starts next week here on Black Flag TV, when hopefully I'll have a better grasp of how to use these controls under pressure while I'm talking. We'll see how that goes. Maybe a bit of practice is in order. I have been practicing all day, to be fair, but I haven't been talking at the same time. So, the 2 penalties for Hunter and McSmee. So there it is, RP Lion, Mad Max, Moggy, your top 3. Moggy's teammate Blumchum just comes home in 4th. Then we've got Connor, Joseph, A. Riley, Dunners, Ryan, Friendly Dutch, the Hunter, McSmee and Drew Cam. Then we've got Drew Cam, Mr. J, and some other people. Mr. J, the Hunter, and Error 6, who all didn't finish this race. So, there is the current standings in the constructors, and the drivers, sorry. Joseph won the first race, good time out in the second race, currently level on points with Mad Max, 33 points. RP Live with that win up to 25 points. Moggy level with him on 25. Constructor standings, Alpine currently the team to beat, 43 points, just ahead of Ferrari, 6 points ahead of Ferrari, with Mercedes 10 points further back. So still all to race for. There's still 2 races to go, and it is going to be epic, because next we move on to Imola in Italy. This is a very, very quick racetrack, and some tricky corners here, but it's going to be very, very fast. Now, I believe there is a short break for cigarettes, etc. So I will do a BRB. There we go, there's a BRB for you. I'll see you very, very shortly, in a couple of minutes tops. Well, I'm back first. Just waiting for everyone to get back from their little breaks. So, not bad for my first race, I don't think. I've been struggling a little bit with the controls. We'll get my head around it. It's a lot more buttons to press than I'm used to. I'm used to just shouting at a screen, swearing at people, and then, well, to be fair, I did warn you I was going to miss stuff, didn't I? It's not like you weren't warned. Who should I character assassinate in this race? Probably no one, because I don't know you well enough to start doing that yet. Just not quite yet, anyway. We'll go back to... There's no point going to the live screen because we've got nothing to show right now. But everyone off for a little break. But so far, Joseph has been looking very, very quick. Certainly the man to beat. RP gets a great win in that last race. But it's reverse grid again. So this time out, we're going to have a very, very different lineup. Are we going to see those quick guys again charging through the pack? How you doing, Pierre? Are you okay? Good to see you. Hello to you too, buddy. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, because then you'll know when we're going live here at Black Flag Racing. We've got a lot going on this week. We had a lot going on last week. It's a busy week this week, so I think we're streaming every day, every single day. I think we are. We are streaming every day this week. It's getting busy. I might have to stop speaking to my family completely, because I spend more time now with you guys. So at the moment, that is the leaderboard. Let me bring it up actually so you can see the leaderboard. There's no point in me saying that is the leaderboard and you can't bloody see it. That's the leaderboard right there. Joseph and Mad Max share the spoils, both on 33 points. Joseph already with a win to his name though. But Mad Max for Alpine looking very strong. Yeah, Alpine actually looking very strong completely. RP Life for McLaren is level on points with Moggy for Ferrari. We've got Friendly Dutch back in 5th place for Red Bull. 3 points clear at the moment of the reigning champion Dunners, racing for Aston Martin this season. Blumchum for Ferrari. Level on points, 12 points with A. Riley for Alfa Romeo. Who would have thought you'd see Ferrari and Alfa Romeo next to each other? Stardust, do you know what? I've got to say, Pierre, you were absolutely phenomenal on the Saturday. That was some crazy, crazy pace. See, I don't know how CJ could keep up. You were first 2 races. You were absolutely flawless. It was brilliant to watch. I don't think I've seen anyone quite so consistent as you in Fusion. It's been over 4 races of Fusion. You really weren't a man to beat. Didn't quite make it the last couple of races. CJ just seemed to ramp it up a little bit, but you were absolutely uncatchable in those first 2 races. The other guys could have carried on for 2 or 3 more laps and still not caught you. You could have stopped, had a cigarette and a cup of coffee, and they wouldn't have caught you. You were that quick. But thanks for coming back to watch us again, man. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, if you haven't been busted up into another group, which you probably will be after that performance, but I'll see you next month for round 6. That'll be awesome. So here we are. We're at Imola for race number 3. We've already been at Brazil, Interlagos, the greatest racetrack in the history of motor racing, and we've been at Austria for the Red Bull Ring. Now we are here at Imola for race number 3 in sunny Italy. It's another reverse grid from the previous race. We are looking to see if these fast guys are really as fast as they've seemed to be so far, working their way through the order. At the moment, the man to beat is Joseph out front. He won at the Red Bull Ring, couldn't quite get the win at Interlagos, but is looking very, very strong and looking for the man to be the man to beat. So we're just waiting for this lobby to fill up before we get cracking. But we're going to have another 25% race here, and this isn't even the last of the action. This is only the 3rd race of 4 races this evening. 1 more to come. But of course, this is just the warm-up, because next week the season begins. Round 1 begins. It will be 20 drivers racing for 10 teams, and it will be a full-on season of F1 racing all across the globe, and you will catch every single minute of it here live on Black Flag Racing TV. while we wait for the run to start, coming up tomorrow, we've got Black Flag Racing Team in a little Team v Team versus Virtual Racers Club. 4 race series starting tomorrow, and that will be live here, both here and on the Virtual Racers Club site. Let's be brutally honest. So we are away, are we? We are away. The error on pole position pulls away very well. We already see Drew Cam, already a big smash. He is out. Safety car is out. Didn't even make it off the line. There is bits of Drew Cam everywhere, all over the racetrack. So we slow it all down. We got the soft tyre runners. We predict our running to between laps 6 and 10. So we'll see what the strategies are here today. But the safety car is certainly going to slow people down. No point jumping at this stage because there's going to be no benefit pitting under the safety car now. So Dunners with a penalty. Was that penalty for smashing Drew Cam to pieces? Maybe. You know what's missing? A replay function. We need a replay function, man. So everyone stays where they are. Did anyone make any significant places up on the start? Look at Joseph. Absolute charge through. We only raced for about 15 seconds and he made up 6 places. RP Line made up 5 in front of him. Mad Max made up 3. Big loser. Other than Drew Cams, who's on his way to hospital right now, is Connor down in 13th. He dropped 7 places at that start. So we are going to be back underway very soon, I would expect. So fastest lap was a 1:31.2. So everything all off again. Error in the lead of this race. Wolsey just behind him. He has made up 3 places. Wolsey Blumchum up into the top 3 already. He was looking pretty quick towards the end of the race at Interlagos. We've got the Hunter. He was up in the top at Interlagos, but dropped way down the order. What are we doing in terms of tyres? Who has got what tyres on? Everybody on the racetrack, bar Friendly Dutch in 10th, and Dunners back in 12th, who's just going into the pits now, actually, along with Connor, are running on the soft compound tyres. So it's not going to be easy for Error, Wolsey, Blumchum to pull away from the rest of the pack. Although, if you look at Joseph, he's already 1.4 seconds back from Blumchum. So the top 3, as we can see here, already starting to open up a bit of a gap. That is that's the view from Joseph. Is he able to pull away from the Hunter? He's already 1.8 seconds clear. You can hardly even see the Hunter now, as Joseph on a charge, trying to drag himself into that top 3. He's got 3 cars to get past if he wants to win this race at this stage. So we are well underway now. Lap 2. Blumchum with the fastest lap. Joseph immediately says, "You're not having the fastest lap. That belongs to me." That's a 1:19.3. DRS is now enabled and we are properly racing. We couldn't start properly because a big smash took Drew Cam out right at the beginning of this race. Didn't even get to cross the start finish line. He was in pieces long before that, and I'm sure the helicopter owner, as we see Error going wide, Joseph through, Blumchum through, Wolsey through, Error back on the racetrack, but he is now behind Joseph, already losing 3 places. He's got the Hunter now, will be the next person trying to get back, but Joseph making that charge into the top 3. Error still just keeping ahead of the Hunter. Back of the pack, who is at the back of the pack? Well, there's Connor M, cutting the grass, not even on the racetrack. Dunners just in front of him for Aston Martin. So we've got the 2 Aston Martins at the back of the pack at the moment. RP Lai, the winner last time out, now sitting in 11th place in that McLaren. Mr. J in 10th place, running the soft compound. We've got 4 medium tyre runners now. There we go. A. Riley just ahead of Friendly Dutch. Friendly Dutch racing for Red Bull this season. A. Riley racing for Alfa Romeo. And we've got Mad Max. He is just half a second back. As you see a little move going on up front. There is Moggy in the Ferrari. Just on the back of that. Where's that big move there? Mad Max, where did he go? Mad Max is still there. Moggy's still there. The Hunter's doing, who just dropped down the order? Someone. The error, there he is, the error, making another error. And he is way down. He started on pole. He is already in 10th place. So that is not going very well for him. Just flying down the order. Not a good day for him then. Mad Max in 5th place. He is just off the back of Moggy, trying to get involved in that battle between Moggy and the Hunter. That sounds like a show, like a late night show on Fox, Moggy and the Hunter. And we've got the safety car, he's back out. Who has crashed this time? Who have we lost? Is there just some damage on the racetrack? So we see Connor almost putting an Aston Martin into the back of another Aston Martin. Was it him off the racetrack that brought about the safety car? So 14 becomes 13. Woolsey jumps into the pits under safety car. And Blumchum, 5-second penalty for Woolsey, speeding in the pit lane. Naughty. Everyone apart from Friendly Dutch, he stays out on those medium tyres. He has decided he wants to make a big gap if he can. Now, how big a gap can he make? Because it really depends how quickly this safety car goes in. We've got the tyres. How many stops has everyone done? So, Friendly Dutch on the medium tyres, isn't he? He's on the medium tyres. He's done 4 laps on those tyres. He's opted to stay out. Everybody else jumps in the pits onto the medium compound tyres. We've got 16 laps here around Imola. We've already lost Drew Cam. We lost him before the race even started. Then we've got some more jumping into the pits now. The later in the safety car period you jump in, the worse it is for you. But they're already round the back of the pack. Joseph not doing so well this time. So who are the big movers? Who are the big movers this time out? Penalty for Wolsey, that's going to cost him later on. Position change. Big jump for Freddie Dutch. He's up 8 places. But he hasn't pit yet. He's the only car that hasn't pit. Mad Max running in 5th. Has made up 7 places on the racetrack. Drew Cam's lost 12, but that's due to getting smashed. Error has lost 10 places. 2 big mistakes, 2 big errors, for want of a better expression, has cost him, and he is down in 11th place. And I am experiencing this race a little bit of lag, which I wasn't expecting. Hopefully it doesn't stay that way. I'm just going to check. Stream is very healthy. That's what it tells me. So clearly it's not bad. Who knows? Who knows what happened? But safety car still out. Was still waiting for. Well, I don't know what they're cleaning up, because we've only got 13 runners. Can't see why. Although to be fair, Dunners is way back, almost half a lap behind everybody else. There he is, Dunners, just coming down to the last 2 corners here, quite some way behind. So 2 Aston Martins really struggling. So essentially, this race is currently being led by an Aston Martin, and with 2 Aston Martins at the back. So a big Aston Martin sandwich of Formula 1 cars. Let's get on board with Friendly Dutch, because we're hoping the safety car comes in this lap and we can go back to racing. At the moment we've got a Red Bull in the lead, and that's where we expect to see a Red Bull. With a Friendly Dutchman in it, of course. Especially this season. And obviously congratulations to Max Verstappen and the Red Bull team for their constructors and world titles. And there's a spin there. There is a spin there from Friendly Dutch. He is no longer in the lead of this race. How far down the order is he going to go? Wasn't too careful coming back on though. That promotes Woolsey up into the lead. Blumchum 2nd place. Safety car coming in. What a devastating blow for Friendly Dutch. All the way down the order behind Error. Error ignoring a yellow flag and picking up a penalty. So yet another error from Error. Dunners in last place. Connor in 12th. Error in 11th. Friendly Dutch was in 1st a minute ago. Not anymore. He's dropped down that order. Safety car coming in this lap. We've got Wolsey in the lead from Blumjum, from The Hunter, from Mad Max, from Moggy, RP Lai, Joseph, currently running in 7th place, and the safety car comes in, and we are racing again. Wolsey in the lead, purely because Friendly Dutch ballsed it up and is way down the order, but starting to make a charge, is he? So there is Wolsey, just pulling out half a second on Blumjum, and there is a yellow flag in Sector 1. Who's that for? Could that be for Mad Max? Because it looks to me that he is way back. So some issue there for Mad Max, and that's what brought the yellow flags out. So Wolsey in the lead, 1 second ahead of Blumjum, running in second in the Fezzer. So he's not in the Fezzer, is he? Yes, he is. He's in the Fezzer. And behind him is his teammate in the other Fezzer. So Ferrari looking pretty strong at the moment. Moggy and Blumjum. Is this indicative of how the season's going to pan out? Certainly hope so. I hope so. I mean, in terms of like teammates racing together, not Ferrari dominating, of course. But Wolsey currently in the lead of this race, looking comfortable at the moment in the Alpha. 1.2 seconds is the current gap. Seems to be opening it up a little bit, and I'm sure you just heard my daughter in the background asking for crisps. I could tell her no, but I'm not that kind of a dad. I'll let her have them because it's half term. What would be interesting to find out where everybody is from, how many people are rocking it from United Kingdom, where I am, and how many other we've got around the world. That'd be interesting. Maybe I should do a little Q&A for you lot, and it'll give me some stuff to talk about in between races and shizzle. So Wolsey still in the lead. We're on lap 8 of 16. Blumjum running in second place in the Ferrari, just 1 second behind, just outside the DRS zone. Can he get himself inside the DRS zone when DRS is finally activated? Moggy, his teammate, tucked in nicely behind, working together to try and close down on Wolsey. RP Lai, the top McLaren runner, 7 places he's made up. Everyone in the top 6 has made up significant places in this race. Joseph, he's looking like the man to watch. He won the first race, got driver of the day in race number 2. Is he able to get himself into the top 3 this time out? He's got a rider for company in the second of those 2 Alfa Romeos. He's not letting them go. The gap opened up a little bit, but he's determined not to let them go. As we see, DRS is open. Blumjum has closed up the gap with the DRS. Is he able to make a move on Wolsey? Certainly just not close enough as the the back wing closes, slams shut, and then you have to wait for the next opportunity. Moggy in behind RP Lai in 4th and said. There is Joseph in 5th. A. Riley 6th. Dunners up to 7th. He's made up a place. Has Connor's had a problem? Has Connor had a crash? Where is he? Is that going to bring out safety car? No. It's just going to bring out a yellow flag in Sector 1. So stricken in Sector 1. Can they get their car cleared before everyone gets round? There is Wolsey just finishing Sector 2. Should be plenty of time to clear the stricken Connor from the racetrack. At the back we've got Friendly Dutch. He's still yet to catch up with getting past where Connor finished this race. So he's down 4 places. Drew Cam lost 12, got smashed up on the line. We've just lost Connor M here on lap 9 at Imola. Friendly Dutch finally moves into last place. He was worse than last a minute ago. And we've just lost Moggy. Moggy has an issue. Dropping like a stone down the order. It's bye-bye Moggy as we see Mr. J saying hello to some gravel. It's no time for that. He goes through. Moggy dropping down. Friendly Dutch going to catch him. All change out in front. Blumjum takes the lead of this race from Wolsey. Wolsey dropping into second place. Is he able to tack on the back? Blumjum doesn't have his teammate for company anymore. His teammate is going home early. Early bath for Moggy. RP Lai up into third. He is very tight under the rear wing of Wolsey. That's going to unsettle the car a little bit, But is he able to just stick with him and with the slipstream and with a little bit of DRS make a move? Fastest lap of the race, Friendly Dutch. Friendly Dutch at the back of the pack, chucking in a 118, mid 118, which is a good, solid lap, especially from there on the racetrack. We're watching RP Lai chasing down Woolsey. There's the top three, Blumchump, Woolsey, RP Lai. There's Joseph promoted up to 4th place. He's sticking with that battle. There has been some big movement from the back of the pack. 6 places, 3 places, 8, 9, and 2. Down to Dunners, reigning champion in the top 6. The Hunter has dropped 4 places. He's got Mad Max 1.9 seconds behind him. There is Mad Max running in 8th place. The Error made a lot of them, has dropped way down. He's got penalties to serve. You see Woolsey picking up a penalty as well. The Error running in 9th. Mr. J, the last of the points runners, 5.1 seconds back. And then we've got Friendly Dutch. He has got an awful lot of work to do there from 11th to get anything out of this race at the moment. All he's got is the fastest lap, but that point will count for shit unless he gets into that top 10. So Blumchump, the leader of this race, 1.6 seconds clear now, as Friendly Dutch puts in another fastest lap. So his intentions are clear. He wants to make up that 35 seconds. He's only got a few laps in which to do it. Quick look at stops. So everybody but Dunners has only stopped once. Is there another stop for these guys, or can they drag this to the end of the race? Well, everybody on mediums bar Friendly Dutch is on a charge, and Dunners, who looks to be trying to make a charge. Penalties, 5 seconds for Woolsey. At the moment, that is going to drop him behind Dunners and promote RP Lai Joseph into the top 3. So that will be a bit of a devastating blow for him. 5 seconds also for Error and for Friendly Dutch, which won't affect their position. Woolsey loses positions, is 4th on the racetrack. So that's not good for him. He's already got a penalty to serve. RP Lai, big spin there from Woolsey. Big dropping through that order. So 5 second penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Error. So his penalty now up to 10 seconds. And that just gives Blumchump an immense amount of free air here on lap 12. He can absolutely melt his car now. He's got 3.5 seconds clear of Joseph, who seems to at the moment just be doing the right thing, just keeping the car on the racetrack, avoiding any fisticuffs, and just finding himself in the right place at the right time when people cock it up. And sometimes that's what racing's about. It's not about fastest lap or about being the quickest guy around the track. It's about being the most consistent, the one that misses the most accidents, the one that stays on the racetrack, the one that puts in good, solid, comparable times, but doesn't burn the car out, doesn't take too many wide lines, doesn't end up in the gravel. That's often the difference between a winner and a loser here, or particularly in any motor racing. But there's a penalty picked up there for Mad Max, 3 second penalty. So as we see Joseph 3.5 behind Blumchump, RP Lai is 1.4 seconds behind there. That is still for the taking. Dunners can still get himself into that top 3, but he's got to fend off the charge of A. Riley. Riley really trying to close down on the back of Dunners and give him something to think about. So we've got an Alfa Romeo chasing him down at the moment, and it's a big change from the last race where we saw Aston Martin. Beginning of this race, we saw Aston Martin way at the back. So there is Riley trying to just close that gap. He's maintaining it sort of half a second, so he's going to need some DRS to get him past, but he's going to have to be closer than that when that wing opens next. Mad Max up to 6th. He's got a 3 second penalty, but the gap to the Hunter behind is over 3 seconds, so he will be comfortably staying in 6th if nothing changes. But as we know, everything can change. We've lost Moggy, we've lost Connor, and we've lost Drew Cam, who was on pieces on the start-finish line. The Hunter running currently in 7th place, 4.1 seconds behind Mad Max. He just needs to close that gap a little bit, and then he can activate the penalty. which will push Mad Max behind him. Mr. J running in 8th place. 12 seconds. 12 seconds off that battle at the moment. Nothing doings for him. And he's got a penalty as well. But Wolsey, 28 seconds back. Now, he was running in that top 3, comfortably so. And then everything went horribly, horribly wrong. And he is now down in 9th place. 28 seconds adrift from Mr. J in 8th. That's a lot of space to make up. And then behind him, we've got Error. Made lots of those early on. Down in 10th. And Friendly Dutch, who also has made some big cock-ups. And I will be sure to be making videos of all of these cock-ups and post them for all to see. 3-second time penalty for Error. He is racking them up today. It is mistake after mistake after mistake. Maybe he should change his name to Correct. It might change things. So Blumchum, the gap down to 1.8 seconds now. Joseph really putting the hammer down. And this will put Joseph in the lead of this little 4-race championship today. And actually, with RP Lai picking up a 3-second penalty there, that plays right into Joseph's hands. Blumchum currently leading, but only by 1.6 seconds. Joseph on a bit of a charge behind him. There he is. Are they coming up to lap Friendly Dutch? Really not a good day for Friendly Dutch being lapped. We're on lap 15 of 16 here at Imola. I'm getting the sore throat already. And Joseph chasing down Blumchum, looking for a way through. Can he pick up some slipstream off the back of Friendly Dutch? Giving him a bit of DRS, maybe closing up on Blumchum. RP Lai with a penalty. It's going to be very difficult for him to make any inroads there. 3-second penalty is going to cost him a place to A. Riley. That's going to put A. Riley up into the top 3. All he needs to do is keep Dunners behind him and keep this car on the racetrack. We're on lap 16. It is nearly all over. And if I do time this right, I might actually see someone crossing a line for a change. There is Blumchum. He is 2.5 seconds now clear of Joseph. So it doesn't look like Joseph is going to catch him. He's got Friendly Dutch charging around behind him, and actually, despite being lapped, very much keeping up with him. He has closed that gap there to 16.4 seconds. We've got a problem in Sector 1. Who's that's stricken? That's RP Lai. RP Lai dropping down the order. What happened to him? He's just got his McLaren back on the racetrack, but he is out of the top 3. That promotes A. Riley into the podium places. So it is Blumchum leading from Joseph on this last lap. So A. Riley didn't need to wait for the penalty. He just had to stay in the mix and hope for the best. So here we go. Blumchum just coming down to the last 2 corners here at Imola on the last lap. He's got Friendly Dutch following him, but Friendly Dutch is a lap behind. So here comes Blumchum round the final turn. He gets on that power, heads towards the start-finish line, past the DRS line. No DRS for him, but he will win from Joseph. A. Riley will bring it home in 3rd to make up the podium. Another great race from Joseph. He's looking very, very difficult to beat today. Well, even when he doesn't win, he still picks up big points. Dunners comes home in 4th. Mad Max home in 5th place. RP Lai makes a cock up, and with the penalty as well, down in 6th place. Hunter in 7th. We'll see Mr. J coming home eventually in 8th place, and with a 3-second penalty to serve. But that will not change his position on the racetrack. He'll still finish in 8th. Just coming down towards the line now. He'll come through. Friendly Dutch obviously finished because he's a lap behind. Wolsey just rounding the final turn. Big mistake from Wolsey halfway in this race. Cost himself definitely somewhere around that top 3. But his teammate does the business for him. And then Error, who had a race full of them today, will finish in 10th. And last place, well, 2nd to last place, because Friendly Dutch was a lap behind. So that's it, all over, done and dusted. Error does get a point, but driver of the day again, Joseph. He won driver of the day in the last race. He won driver of the day in this race. He won the first race at the Red Bull Ring. So what is left? One more race. We go to South America again. This time we go to Mexico for one final race here this evening. Is Joseph going to seal the deal? Can anybody get past him, push him to the back of the pack and get some points and nick it last minute? We'll have a look at the leaderboard in a minute. We'll just see how that affects the full lineup. But it's Ferrari looking very strong for the season so far. Now, here's a question. You're going into the season. You know what your pace is. Are you sandbagging a little bit to lull your competitors into a full sense of security? Or are you giving it full beans? Because we've got Dunners, who is the reigning champion, who's been there or thereabouts, but not as quick as we thought he might be. So that is the current. That's the lineup for the current race. Blumchum wins from Joseph, who comes in second. A. Riley in third in the Alfa Romeo. Dunners and Mad Max, Aston Martin, Alpine. Lyle McLaren, the Hunter 4, Mercedes-Benz. Then we've got Mr. J for Haas, Wolsey for Alfa Romeo, and Error for Haas, rounding out the top 10. As for the current leaderboard, where does that put us going into the last race at Mexico? Well, that put Joseph firmly in the lead now, 51 points. He is 8 points clear at the top from Mad Max of Alpine. Blumchum, that win in the last race puts him up to 37 points. Within touching distance, certainly not within touching distance of winning. I mean, he could win this overall, but it would need Joseph and Mad Max to have an absolute nightmare. RP Light in fourth, 33 points. Did not get anything out of that last race, which was a bit of a shame. Well, he did. He got smashed to smithereens. Dunners running in fifth in Aston Martin, 28 points. A. Riley just behind. Good result from him. Puts him up to sixth place in the Alfa Romeo. Moggy in the other Ferrari, 25 points for him. In seventh, Friendly Dutch for Red Bull in eighth place. We've got Connor M for Aston Martin in ninth on 10 points. And then we've got the rest of them on less. So, waiting for everyone to check in for the final race of this evening. 15 runners tonight. Touch a bit of wood that when we start next week for the series proper, that we have all 20 in the room. And by then I might have a better grasp on how this bloody thing works and not be so shit at watching cars go round. But has Error's got 1 point so far. Can Error get some more points here? It would be good to see everybody picking up a haul of points. But so far, everybody's got at least one. So it's not all doom and gloom. And if you can hear my chair squeaking, it's because I forgot to... I've been meaning for about 3 weeks to put WD-40 on it. And every time I get out of it after a stream and I've forgotten, I just don't bother. And then I race for a bit and then I do this. And then it's an endless cycle of not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. You will get updates every time we go live. Every race here on Black Flag TV will be accessible to you. There will be subscriber-only content coming up in the coming days once I've got some time to make the videos. I've got a few days off work now, so I can do some shizzle at home, which is essentially editing videos, listening to old records, and shouting at my children. I don't really shout at my children. I don't even talk to my children. I hate them. I'm joking. I don't mean that. I like it when they're quiet, though, and they don't talk to me. So we've got 30 seconds left, and I can't believe we're already at the last race. It's gone so quickly. I'm going to be honest with you. It's my first F1 commentary, and I think it started quite slowly. Hopefully, I've grown into it a little bit and got a bit more control over what's going on. But we'll see. We'll certainly see when nobody watches the video, or I get a little message from Aaron just to say, "Don't come back next week, mate." So here we go. First grid from the last race. We will be underway very shortly. Error at the front again. Can he stay there this time in the Haas? Woolsey, bad race for him last time out. Woolsey takes the lead though from the outset, straight up into the lead of this race. Everyone this time away clean. Nobody dies at the start of this race. Great start. Error already dropping down the order though. Who's that sliding off the racetrack? That's a Mercedes off the racetrack. That's Joseph. That is devastating. Both Ferraris, both Mercedes off the racetrack. Looks like they had it coming together. That is a disaster for Mercedes, but a massive disaster for Joseph because he's leading this championship. But now his championship rivals much further up the order. RP Lai dropping in behind them in 13. So we're down to 13 runners. We seem to lose one person every race. It's almost like, I don't know, craziness. But Joseph up to 10th place. He's on a bit of a charge. If I can find him. Was that RP Light? No, that was Friendly Dutch. Friendly Dutch not having a good day today. Didn't have a great race last time. So Joseph now ahead of Mr. J, back up into 9th place. Starting to show some pace. Makes another overtake up into 9th. He is on a charge. He knows he needs to get further up this racetrack if he wants to guarantee a win here. Fastest lap from the current race leader. That is Woolsey. And good movement from him to get up in front early doors. And Blumchum on a charge. The two Ferraris, Blumchum and Moggy. Here they are. There is Blumchum, 2nd place. There is Moggy, 3rd place. And A. Riley again in the Alfa Romeo. So it is Alfa and Ferrari dominating this race. Certainly this time out. And Joseph already up to 5th place. Is there anybody out there that can stop this guy? He is on absolute fire. He crashes on the first lap of the race, and by lap 2 he's already back in the top 5. This guy's a machine. Has anyone sent him that little thing that says, "Are you a robot?" and asked him to tick it? Because that is phenomenal performance. So position changes. Joseph has made up 8 places. Blumchum has made up 9 places. Moggy and 7. Error's lost 7. Mr. J and the Hunter now on 6 actually. So the Hunter just improves by 1. No one's stopped yet. Mad Max and Dunners both on the medium tyres. Everybody else running that soft compound tyre. So looking very racy out front to start with. No penalties to speak of yet. So Woolsey is currently in the lead of this race. There he is running out in the Alfa Romeo. He is half a second up from this man Blumchum. Good win for him last time out in the Fezzer. Just under that wing. Making a move here on Alfa Romeo. Doesn't make the move that time. Probably could have chucked that up the inside. But I think he's making sure he doesn't get damaged, to be fair. Because he could win the championship here. Although he does need Joseph, I think, to finish a bit further back down the racetrack. I mean, you will learn over the course of the season that I can do math, but I can't do it and speak and stream at the same time. I would have to shut up and stop looking at the screen, and then I could do the math. So generally, I blag it or just don't do it, or I rely on my friends in chat to do it for me. And I'm sure that Jay, when he does join me in chat for one of these, will. Thanks very much for that, Kevin, and that one as well. You do realise I'm streaming, buddy. Please stop sending me pictures of a car I've already seen. That'll be the pictures of our car for Team versus Team tomorrow. Right, so Blumchum running in 2nd. Moggy running in 3rd. Another error for error. He's in last place. Picked up a penalty. Look at that charge by Moggy. Is he going to take both of them here? He doesn't. Blumchum gets through. Moggy gets through. Woolsey has to settle for 3rd place. He doesn't quite have enough, Moggy, there to get past his teammate. But the two Ferraris now running 1st and 2nd. Woolsey down to 3rd place. They have pulled out a bit of a gap for themselves out in front. Joseph is the next runner. He's 2.8 seconds back, and he's looking a bit lonely there on the racetrack. He's got no one behind him. Look at that. Absolutely clear. Almost just over 9 seconds. There is no one on the racetrack challenging him at all. But he's got some way to go to make up those in front. And let's face it, Moggy and Wolsey now have a bit of DRS, and Joseph does not. But we've made it all the way to lap 4 with nobody smashing their car up. How about that for a change? RP Lai, there he is. He's 10 seconds back from Joseph. And again, no one in front, no one behind, opening up a big gap for himself. And that's going to get worse for Mr. J with a 3-second time penalty for him. He currently 4.3 seconds behind RP Lai, and the Hunter 1.5 seconds behind Mr. J. That is going to be swallowed up by the penalty if he doesn't swallow him up on the racetrack. Friendly Dutch saw him big problems in the last race. Running currently in 8th. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2 for who? Would that be Error or Dunners? Dunners drops right back as we see Friendly Dutch pitting very early in this race. In fact, everybody pitting. Loads going into the pit. So back out in front. There is Blumchum. He has 7 tenths on his teammate Moggy, who is just outside the DRS zone of Wolsey. So these two Ferraris starting to dial it in, pulling away from the Alfa Romeo of Wolsey. Does that put Wolsey in some danger? Well, it does, because Joseph in the Mercedes close that gap. He's going to make a move here. He's up the inside. Can Wolsey hold him off? Wolsey has the inside line going into this left-hander though. Does stay ahead. Joseph can't make the move stick. Has to drop back in behind and live for another day. But good racing. They were side by side. Didn't come together. There's another move there for Joseph. He gets a traction this time. Pulls up into the top 3. This will be enough to win this for Joseph, as Dunners picks up a 3-second time penalty. That 3-second time penalty is for multiple warnings. And we've just lost RP Lai, and that will be a safety car. The Hunter with a 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. You should know better, my friend. You should know better. So, as we enter the safety car period, we have Blumchum in the lead of this race. 3.3 seconds clear, although that gap will close down. Or is it just going to be yellow flags without a safety car? Looks like it's just yellows. I don't see the safety car coming out. And they don't look to be significantly slowing down either. He's certainly not slowing down. So, no safety car, just a big massive yellow flags. So Blumchum in the lead, 4.6 seconds now, 4.5 seconds, the lead of this race. This is a very significant lead. Moggy is under pressure already from Joseph. Wolsey is sticking with Joseph, having lost out 3rd place to him. But Joseph crawling all over the back of Moggy, and there's nothing Moggy can do to shake him at the moment. Is this going to be another move for Jordan? That's one way to shake him. Go into the pits. He can't pass you in there. So the 4 top cars all into the pits. Where do they come out? That's the question. So Mr. J, with his little penalty, 17 seconds back, is coming round. He will also go into the pits now. Mad Max, does he take the lead of this race briefly? I doubt it very much, because Blumchum is back out and in the lead. And Joseph makes the jump in the pit stop. So jumps 2 places. Moggy loses out 2 places in the pit stop. So these manual pits can be very complicated. And this is where, particularly on this game, you can gain and lose loads of time here and on the grid. If you can get that grid start right and you can get your pit stops right, you can really gain a lot of time. So they are all out of the pits, behind the safety car now. Who hasn't pit? That's the question. Everybody has been in, absolutely everybody. As we're on board, we're looking at. Why does it say I'm looking at error when I'm not looking at error? I don't know what the hell. Oh, that's why. There we go. There is Blumchum currently behind the safety car. Interval to leader So already the Hunter in the pits is over a minute back. And if you bear in mind that the fastest lap around here is... Where is it? Where is the fastest lap? I'm going to look at. That's the one I'm looking for. Fastest lap is a 1:19.0 from Joseph. This guy's just super quick. Excuse me. But to be fair, if you look at these times, they're all relatively close to each other in terms of lap times. Now, you normally see much bigger gaps on a racetrack, but they're all there or thereabouts. We've got a couple of outliers. Dunner's not been doing too well this time out. Neither has Error. Where is Error? Have we lost Error? No, we haven't. He's there. He's in 9th place. Currently running in the top 10. So, Blumchump leads from Joseph, from Wolsey, from the other Ferrari in Moggy. Sorry, I was looking at something completely different. Mad Max running in 5th place. A. Riley runs in 6th place, 1:20.1. Friendly Dutch for Red Bull. The only Red Bull left on the track, 1:20.4. Mr. J, best lap, 1:22.8. Error with a 1:23.7, running in 9th place. He's got Connor behind him, best lap of 1:19.6. If he continues with laps like that, then Error and Jay and Friendly Dutch are all going to be up for some trouble. So we're 8 laps in. We've got 10 laps left to go here at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, as they say in Mexico. Dunner's sitting there, 1:24.6. Not had a good race so far. Running in 11th in the Aston Martin. And at the very back of the pack, where I love to see a Mercedes, particularly got Lewis Hamilton with it, is the Hunter 2011. And the safety car coming in this lap. So, where is the big charge coming from? There is Blumchump. There is Joseph. They are both going to have a go here. Tyres, both on the medium tyres. In fact, only Dunners is running on the soft, with the Hunter running on the hards. Did you think you could take this to the end of the race then? Does that play into the Hunter's hands later on? So we've got 2 Mercedes on the track. There is one, Joseph. The other is in last place. He makes the move straight away and just reacts so quickly. Up into the lead of the race goes Joseph. His reaction time was just on it. On it. Now, is that because the PC just gives you a little bit of an edge? Who knows? Blumchump trying to come back at him. Nothing doing there. And sector 3, we have another yellow flag. Is that for RP Light? Or they finished off 4 laps. So who is that for? Is there anybody stricken there? It seems to have been cleared. So Blumchump makes the move up the inside, up into this section. But the problem he's got is that he didn't have the inside line coming back out, so has to slot back into second place. But they're all very close. It's Joseph from Blumchump, from Mad Max, from Wolsey, Connor, Moggy, Dunners, Error, all on top of each other right now. But the race for first being dominated by this man here, Joseph. He has been absolutely phenomenal all day. He won the first race, hands down, uncatchable. Race number 2, he didn't win, but he was driver of the day. Race number 3, he didn't win that either, but he was driver of the day. And here he goes. He's in the lead here. He's completed 9 laps of this race. He is in the lead. He's 1.1 seconds clear on those medium tyres. Dunners making big moves. He's up to 6th place on those soft tyres. As we see Mad Max jumping into the pits. We're on lap 10 of 18 here, just past the halfway point, and it is all to play for. For now, Blumchump just wants to get a bit closer. It looks like Joseph is going to win this hands down today, this absolute beast. And I'm telling you, you need to check this boy's not got some robotic arms, because he is absolutely unstoppable today. He has been drinking his Red Bull, even though he's in a Mercedes. So it's his Mercedes from Ferrari, from Alfa Romeo. And we've got another yellow flag in sector 1 and 2 this time. Just sector 2 and no yellow flag at all. So whoever went off the track is back racing again. So as I said, we've got Mercedes from Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, there we have the Aston Martin. We've got the Haas. Then another, well, I was going to say another Aston Martin. We don't. We've got the other Haas of Mr. J up into 6th place. We've got the other Ferrari of Moggy. There he is, running in 7th. The other Aston Martin in 8th. We've got the sorry, frog in my throat then. We've got the Aston Martin there running in 9th. We've got the Alpine running in 10th place. The only Red Bull, Friendly Dutch, running in 11th. And at the very back of the pack, we've got the last of the Ferraris. And the only remaining McLaren is RP lying in a ditch because it is broken. So there is your race leader, 1.7 seconds clear. Without question, been the dominant driver all day. All 4 races, he has been on it like he means it. And not so many, almost as many penalties we had in race number 1. Race number 1 was a penalty fest. I think we finished with 4 drivers that didn't have a penalty. Everyone else just getting penalties galore. And a little bit of lag there on my screen from Joseph. Is that the crossplay shit coming back towards us? Blumchum running in 2nd place. 2.2 seconds back now. He doesn't look to be making any inroads. Is there anything left? Is there a final twist of the tail? Is Joseph beatable? Well, we know that he can cock up because he did at the beginning of this race. And I genuinely thought when he spun out early on and went off the racetrack, I thought he was going to have a bad race and finally somebody might challenge him at the top. But as it turns out, he doesn't make mistakes very often and he's back and racing and 2.6 seconds clear. Blumchum now in 2nd. We've got Wolsey running in 3rd. Connor running in 4th place. Everyone really spacing out. Is there anybody making a challenge anywhere on this racetrack? At the moment, it doesn't look like it. Error 5 seconds back. Dropping down, though, as we see Moggy go through. Is it Moggy or Maggie or Muggy or what? I don't know. But he has gone through. He's up to 5th place now, in front of Error. Next person up the road for Moggy is Connor. 5.5 seconds. Can he make that count? Don't think he can. Lap 12. He doesn't look to have the pace. Mr. J running 3 seconds back from Error. Then A. Riley. Not as good a race he had last time out. He was in the top 3 last time. Finds himself back in 8th place. 3.4 seconds. Dunners is 9th. In 10th, we've got Mad Max, and that's the last points position as A. Riley picks up a 3-second penalty. So here we go. It's another penalty fest. One more gets a penalty, and it will be only 3 drivers getting to the end of this race without a penalty. So, lots of changes. No, there's not. Joseph is still in the lead of this race. Very dominant. 3.4 seconds clear. Blumchum in 2nd. I think he's resigned himself to 2nd. He knows he's not going to clear that gap. His concern now is just staying ahead of Wolsey. And there is Wolsey running in 3rd. Under a little bit of pressure now from Connor. Connor within that DRS range and could be coming into play in that Aston Martin in these last stages of the race. We're on lap 13 of 18 here at Mexico. And Connor, the only driver on the racetrack, looking to make possibly an overtake at some stage on this lap. He's certainly getting closer. Drinking my coffee. So where are we? Moggy in 5th place. Can he close up on Connor? Doesn't look like it to me. The front 3, well, the front 2 certainly look safe. Wolsey may be under some pressure from Connor very shortly. Here we go. This is the onboard. He is right behind now. He can see that Italian flag right in front of him. And he wants to find a way through here at Mexico. Tricky section to do it there. Here he's got the DRS. He's got the slipstream. Can he close up now and make a move into turn 1? Trying to drop that toe. Just pulling out. Not letting him get the toe on him. But the DRS is strong. It is very strong. But they reach the braking zone and Wolsey will save himself for another day. But there will be another opportunity coming up for them very shortly. Remember, the corners here are bunched all together. There's long straights in between them. Real good opportunities for overtaking. And we've got a flag in sector 2 that looks like to be Dunners or Hunter that is stricken. Mr. J picking up a penalty. And there's the move. The move round the outside, not going to stick. Does he try again here? He has to back out. Mr. J, another penalty. 10-second time penalty. That boy does not want to finish this race tonight. He wants to keep going. We're long after everyone's gone home. And we're back under DRS in the Aston Martin. Very short straight there, though. He's not going to make it count here. And we go here. We turn left. And this will be a charge down. He's a lot closer here than he was on lap 14. If he can tuck in behind now, there really will be an overtaking opportunity. And he's really, really tight through there. And what an exit! Brilliant exit! Absolutely charges past. Now he gets to open the wing. And because he's got the wing open, he gets to fuck off up the road and open the gap. And there is nothing Wolsey can do about it but watch and pray there is a cock up. Because that third place now belongs to Connor. Joseph out in front, 4.4 seconds clear of Blumchum. Blumchum is 5.2 seconds clear of Connor, who just made that brilliant overtake on Wolsey. Wolsey not giving it up, though. Anywhere else on this racetrack, anyone else challenging? At the moment, no. There's Moggy, 1.1 seconds back. Could he possibly be closing on Wolsey in these closing stages? There could be a race on there. We'll go back through the order and have a look. Error running in 6th. A running in 7th. 2.5 seconds back. Lots of penalties to be handed out here. We've just lost Connor to a DNF. So now we are all changed. That will promote Connor, promote Error, as we lose Connor. So Joseph in the lead from Blumchum in 2nd place. Wolsey running in 3rd. So whatever happened to Connor, he made the move and then bye-bye Valentine and he's gone. That promotes Moggy up to 4th place. And he is coming into the pits on lap 15 of this race. So, Error has already been 12 laps on these medium tyres. Can he make them last? Riley also, but he's now coming in for a very racy finish on some yummy softs. Who doesn't want some really soft rubber for the last 3 laps of a race? 2 laps of a race. So that promotes Mad Max up to 6th place. But out in front, it is starting to change under the safety car. Joseph in the lead from Blumchum, but the gap way down. We lost Connor, it brought out a safety car. Few people jumping in the pits, they're going on to soft tyres. There could be a charge on from those guys. If the safety car closes. But that's assuming, of course, that this race doesn't finish under the safety car, because we are on lap 16. We're not far from starting lap 17. 2 laps under the safety car certainly is possible. I say that, and then race control says, "Shut up, Andy. You haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Safety car's coming in this lap." We are going racing now. Joseph has got a lot of work to do. He's got Blumchum in his slipstream. Is Blumchum ready for this move? Who's that in the way? That's that is Friendly Dutch, I think. Should be out of the way, really. Right, so there's the move from Blumchum. There's the move from Joseph. Is Joseph pulling away? 5-second penalty for Dunners. Why? What is going on? Slowing right down is Blumchum. Why is he slowing down so much? Something happened there because everyone's streaming through. Blumchum dropping down the order. Is he out of fuel or something? He spun that car. Big problems for him. He was on the verge of taking the lead, and then all of a sudden it all goes horribly wrong. He's in 5th place, but way off it now. So Joseph is able to just cruise ahead in the lead. There he is. 1st place in this race. Gap back to Wolsey, 1.5 seconds. Now, at one stage, Wolsey was looking at finishing outside the top 3. But you've got to be in it to win it, and he is most certainly in it. This race, we have lost Connor, we've lost Mr. J, and we've lost RP Lai. Not great result for them to finish in this race without any points. So everyone left on the racetrack will score points, but just how many? Is anyone able to improve their lot? Wolsey 1.2, 1.3 maybe behind Joseph. Moggy making a move. Who's that jumping into the pits at this late stage? Is that Wolsey going into the pits and letting Moggy move up into second? So Wolsey goes into the pits at the end of lap 17. Disaster. Mad Max up into third. Blumchum is 4.7 seconds back. He's not going to make that up surely in one lap. Moggy looking racy. Is he racy enough to catch Joseph? Not entirely sure that's going to happen. So fastest lap of the race. Who's got the fastest lap? That is Joseph still. He's got that 1:19.039. He did that several laps ago, but he's been very, very dominant. It doesn't look like Moggy's going to catch him. He's 1.7 behind. We are not far off the end of this race. There is Mad Max, 3.5 behind in third. Blumchum running in fourth place, 4 seconds back. As we watch Joseph coming round the last few turns to win this race. He's got a right-hander. He's got a left-hander. He follows that all around. Big turn there. Another right-hander before he can get on this power here and head down towards the start-finish line to win 2 from 4 races today. Very, very dominant. Moggy through in second. Mad Max comes through in third. No, Mad Max comes through in second. What happened there? Oh, the penalty. Of course. And then the penalties will come into play and we'll see everyone changing position. So Mad Max nicking second. Blumchum nicking third. Moggy's penalty dropping him down to 4th place. But there is your man. They're right there. Joseph. He picks up a win in race number 1. He picks up driver of the day in race number 2. He does the same again in race number 3. And then he picks up another win. So he is going to be one to watch this season. Blumchum looking good though. Moggy looking good. We saw some good racing from RP Lions and he started smashing his car up. It's going to be an interesting season. I still want to know if anyone's been sandbagging at all and just holding back and not revealing their true pace. Wouldn't that be something? I mean, these guys know each other. They know how quick people are. But at the moment, this is the only man you need to be concerned with. Joseph in first for Mercedes. It's the only time Mercedes will win anything this season. Mad Max winning driver of the day in this race. Although to be fair, I think Joseph probably deserved it for just being quite bloody dominant in all fairness. So very clear win for Joseph today out of all 4. Really uncatchable from most people. But that is it. All done and dusted. Joseph wins and fastest lap. From 13th on the grid as well. So what a finish from him. So how does that leave the leaderboard? Here are the final standings. We've got Joseph wins 77 points, very, very clear of Mad Max in the Alpine. Picks up second. Blumchum third for him. Moggy moves up into 4th. Good performance from Ferrari overall, to be fair. A. Riley up to 5th in the Alfa Romeo. RP Life for McLaren in 6th. Dunners 7th. Friendly Dutch in 8th. We've got Connor in 9th. Wolsey in 10th. 11th was Error. 12th the Hunter. And 13th Mr. J. Constructor standings look like this. Ferrari in first place, 89 points. Just 5 points clear of the Mercedes team on 84. It was the number 2 driver performance that let them down. Alpine just losing out, 18 points, but a good finish though for Alpine in 3rd. Alfa Romeo jump a place in that last race up to 4th. Aston Martin round out the top 5. Then McLaren, Ripple, Haas and Williams Racing on 4 points, which is usually where they sit anyway. So we are all done and dusted. That's the first race done and out of the way. Can you believe we're finished already? It's been really, really cool. I definitely made some cock-ups. There is no two ways about that. But it's been awesome. And we are back this time next week for the first round of a new season. 20 drivers, 10 teams. 10 opportunities for a Constructors' Championship, or 10 people vying for a Constructors' Championship, 20 people vying for the Drivers' Championship, and it's going to be 12 balls to the wall, absolute fabulous races. I've really enjoyed today. I don't know about you guys. I think it's been awesome. But what's next this week on Black Flag Racing TV? So that's the F1 out of the way for today. Tomorrow we've got a team versus team. That's coming up very quickly. Less than 24 hours. It's Black Flag E-Racing versus Virtual Racers Club. And that's a team versus team, and that'll be the first round of that. Followed by on Thursday, the Amigos Racing Team Showdown. We started doing that a couple of weeks ago. It is really awesome. 4 teams, all different colours. It's not on individual performance, it's on team performance only. So that will be coming up on Thursday. And then there's a surprise coming up Friday, and the announcement will be at some point tomorrow. Not telling you what yet, but it's coming up. But there we go. We are all done and dusted here for the late night racing team on F1 2022. I've had a blast. I'm sure the drivers out there have had a blast. We know Joseph's had a wonderful day. He will be going to bed very happy this evening. I want to thank you for joining me here on Black Flag Racing TV. And do click the subscribe button and come back and see me again soon. In fact, come back and see me tomorrow for the team versus team. All that's left to say is that I've been Urban Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV. And it has been emotional.